Hello and welcome to Coffee with Carey. I appreciate you stopping by. I have some dating advice today. We're in matchmaker dating coach mode, and I have a client that I'm working with that I'm coaching right now. So over the month we're going to have 4 conversations, and we just finished our second week together, and it came to my attention that she has some physical things that happened prior to a date, and I wanted to share with you not only her issue but also some other ways that our body can betray us on a date, because we need to be able to take control. Mind over matter, mind over body. There's some different suggestions I have in how to master your own physicality on a first date. If that's at all interesting or intriguing, I hope you will stick around, because that's what we're talking about. Now, this gal, super sweet, really confident, does a really great job being out on the date and not feeling at all nervous. She's pretty centered and in the moment. She does that thing that I always recommend, where prior to stepping through that threshold into the place you're meeting somebody, she does take a moment and center herself and say, I'm leaving the day behind me. I'm just going to be in here and focused on getting to know a new person. And all I ask of myself is that I be a great version of just who I am and the most interested. And she's adapted that to her own way of being and does not really get nervous. However, if you were to shake her hand, you would not know she's not nervous, because her body betrays her in that her hands get all sweaty. I have another friend who also has sweaty hands, and that friend told me, well, you have to keep a tissue in your pocket in case you have to shake hands. You could go for the hug and avoid the handshake, but the other trick is in your pocket to keep a little towel or a tissue and rub your hands on that in your pocket before shaking hands with somebody, so that your palms don't make it seem as if you are more nervous than she actually is. And if at all possible, skip the handshake and give a nice casual hug. Nice to meet you. People do it all the time. Many people are very comfortable with the nice to meet you hug. If you're not, but you have sweaty palms, practice with a friend and try to become more comfortable with that. It will likely come in handy and work to your benefit. Number 2 is stomach issues, tummy issues. And this one I learned the hard way. I'm just going to be straight up. I was in a public situation. It wasn't actually a date, but this lesson learned will be helpful on a date. If you find yourself with some gassy bubbles in your tummy, a little bloaty feeling that there's something gurgly in there, and you have to head out on a date, or actually to a business meeting, which was my situation, you might have the inclination to think, they have something for gas bubbles. What's that called? Oh, Gas X. I'll take some of those. I'm here to warn you that that does not just make your bloating go away with no repercussions. Those gas bubbles do get obliterated, but they must be released. So unless you want to be sitting uncomfortably for an entire date or through an entire meeting, Gas X is not the answer to getting rid of gas, unless you're in the comfort of your own home and or alone, somewhere you don't mind Gas X doing its job and releasing those bubbles from your body. I hope you found that helpful. That's good advice. Number 3, speaking of tummy issues, a lot of people with IBS, but if you're a person who does not leave for a date having gurgles, but know that you are prone to getting bloated should you add food to the mix on a date, I would recommend taking a preventive Ammonium. I know that taking an Ammonium prior to eating will make sure that your tummy doesn't freak out and do anything crazy to ruin your date. It just kind of keeps everything settled. I know a lot of people take it once they have a problem, but you can take it preventatively, and I wanted to mention that to you so that your tummy doesn't betray you on a date if you know that could be a way your body would react. Number 4 would be to have sparkling, clean, fresh breath. I know a lot of people will pop a mint or a piece of gum in their mouth prior to meeting somebody and getting close, or on the way out the door. I've been known to, as we're paying the check and getting ready, to grab a piece of gum and pop it in your mouth. Still a great idea, But if it's something on the way out, you want to make sure that your breath is fresh and delightful. I wanted to recommend, my daughter got me a tongue scraper. She had one and I thought it seemed amazing, and I told her I loved it, so she got me one. And they have a lot of different designs on this mechanism, but I will put a link down below because the one she gave me is heads above anything I had purchased previously or anything else I'd seen. It's like a rasp and it's metal, and you can, after you brush your teeth before you head out on your date, a tongue scraper is a great way to be assured that your breath is going to be minty fresh from that gum or the mint and not competing with something that you'd had for lunch. And my final tip on another way to not allow your body to betray you on a date would be your feet in heels. I know a lot of women who feel that a date is a special occasion and they want to pull out their special shoes that they don't wear every day, a great pair of heels or sandals that they have, but they haven't walked in a pair of heels in quite some time. And I believe that walking in heels is something that you actually need to practice. I walk around all summer long in flip-flops, but I will throw on, when I get dressed up, a pair of pumps. So think about what this date is going to be. Could there be a walk involved? Definitely throw a pair of flip-flops in your purse if you think there's a possibility you could be doing some long distance walking and meandering after a cocktail or after dinner, because there is nothing to make a woman happier than remembering she's got flip-flops in her bag when her feet are tired of wearing a pair of heels. But my point was, if you haven't worn heels in a while and you're going to for a date, just practice in them for a while to feel comfortable, so you don't have that awkward gait of, am I steady here? Or, sometimes it can throw your balance off from what you're used to. So a little prepping in the heels prior to the date so that your body doesn't betray you and show that you don't wear heels all the time. Those were my little helpful hints for ways to not let your body betray you on a date. I hope at least one of those was something that you hadn't thought about and would help you in the future, whether it's for a date or a business meeting or who knows what. If it was, please give the video a thumbs up, and while you're there, if you would subscribe, that would be awesome. Then we can hang out again sometime. Hit that ring bell, then you're notified every time I upload a new episode. I will look forward to seeing you again. So thank you so much for stopping by today, and until that next time, have a good one.